The sun blazed down on the quiet suburban neighborhood of Willow Creek, where families lived in pastel-painted houses surrounded by perfectly trimmed lawns. The community pool sat at the heart of it all, a sparkling, blue oasis that came alive every summer. Kids loved it, parents relaxed by it, and everyone looked forward to those long afternoons of laughter and splashing water. But this summer was different. Karen Mitchell, the self-appointed queen of the HOA, had recently taken over as head of the community board. She was known for her strict rules, constant complaints, and obsession with order. Her lawn was measured weekly, her mailbox polished daily, and her favorite phrase was, "Rules exist for a reason." One Saturday morning, a group of neighborhood kids, including 10-year-old Lucas and his sister Emma, raced to the pool, towels over their shoulders and goggles around their necks. But as they reached the gate, they found a brand new sign hanging there in bold red letters. "Pool access, adults only, no children allowed." Lucas blinked. "What? That's not fair!" Karen appeared out of nowhere, clipboard in hand and sunglasses perched on her nose. "Rules have changed," she said firmly. "The pool is being damaged by careless children. Too many toys? Too much noise? It's for adults only now." Emma frowned. "But we live here. We pay too," Karen smirked. "Your parents pay, dear, and they'll thank me when they can. Swim in peace without screaming. Children everywhere." The kids left, defeated and angry. Parents were outraged when they heard, but Karen stood her ground, waving her HOA handbook and citing maintenance concerns. She even sent warning letters to anyone who complained too loudly. By the next week, the pool was eerily quiet. The sound of laughter was replaced with the occasional splash of Karens, swimming laps alone every afternoon. She was proud. Her adult-only rule was working perfectly. But not everyone was willing to let it go. Lucas, Emma, and their friends gathered one evening at the playground. "If Karen says the pool's for adults only," Lucas said, "then maybe we make it so adults don't want it anymore." Emma grinned. "What do you mean?" Lucas whispered his plan, and one by one the kids' faces lit up with mischief. They didn't want revenge, they wanted justice. And soon, Karen was about to learn that you should never underestimate a group of determined neighborhood kids with a point to prove. That summer, the real war over the pool had just begun. Lucas and Emma spent the next day quietly observing Karen from behind the hedges that bordered the pool. Karen had developed a strict daily routine. Unlock the gate at 9 a.m., swim for an hour, then sit under her umbrella reading HOA bylaws like they were bestsellers. No kids, no noise, just her and her perfect pool. But the kids weren't done yet. Lucas gathered the team that evening, 5 of them in total: Emma, the smart one; Max, the prankster; Lily, who knew all the adults' schedules; and twins Jack and Jake, who could sneak anywhere without being noticed. "We're calling it Operation Pool Trouble," Lucas said, grinning. "If Karen wants a pool for adults only, we'll make sure no one, adult or not, wants to swim there anymore." They spent hours whispering plans under the flickering streetlight. The goal wasn't to break anything, just to show Karen how ridiculous her rule was. The next morning, Max snuck out early and tossed a bag of harmless bath bubbles into the pool. By 10 a.m., the clear blue water was foaming like a giant bubble bath. Karen's face turned red as she marched around the edge, shouting, "Who did this? This is vandalism!" Neighbors peeked through curtains, hiding their smiles. It was the most entertainment Willow Creek had seen in years. The following day, the twins placed a few floating rubber ducks in the water, each with tiny labels stuck to their backs that read, "Adults Only Club Members." Karen fumed. "Immature. Immature nonsense," she yelled, fishing them out with her net. But the more she tried to stop the pranks, the worse they got. Lily borrowed her mom's speaker and hid it behind the bushes near the pool fence. Every time Karen tried to relax, it played the sound of laughing children and splashing water. Karen nearly dropped her drink the first time she heard it. The other HOA members began to take notice. "Karen," said Mr. Peterson, the treasurer, "maybe this adults-only thing is too extreme. The kids should be allowed to enjoy summer too." Karen snapped back, "Absolutely not! This is about maintaining order." But the neighborhood wasn't convinced. Parents started signing a petition to reopen the pool for everyone. Still, Karen refused to budge, determined to prove she was right. That night, as the kids watched her storm away, muttering about rules and respect, Lucas whispered. "She's not giving up yet." Emma smiled slyly. "Then neither are we." They didn't know it yet, but the next step in their plan would change everything and lead to the biggest showdown the HOA had ever seen. A week later, the once-loved community pool had turned into a war zone of complaints and arguments. Karen had posted new laminated signs reading, "No children, HOA approved," around the fence, just in case anyone forgot her rule. But behind the scenes, the kids were planning something far smarter than pranks. Emma had overheard her mom talking on the phone with another resident about how Karen had bypassed a few HOA approval steps to enforce her adults-only rule. "If that's true," Lucas said, "then she broke the rules she's always yelling about." That gave them an idea. With Lily's help, they gathered evidence. Pictures of Karen swimming alone in the pool during off hours, screenshots of HOA bylaws stating, "Pool use must remain open to all residents unless approved by full board vote," and even video clips of Karen yelling at parents who questioned her. Then, with the help of Lily's older cousin, who was good with computers, they created a fake but harmless email template that looked exactly like an HOA notice. The subject line read, "Urgent. Scheduled pool inspection by County Health Department due to sanitation concerns." The kids didn't send it to the whole neighborhood, just printed it and taped it to the pool gate early the next morning. When Karen arrived for her daily swim and saw it, her jaw dropped. "What? Sanitation concerns?" she shrieked. Within hours, neighbors began to gather, whispering and pointing. "Did you hear? They're doing a full inspection," one said. "Something about poor maintenance," another added. Karen panicked. She rushed around the pool, scrubbing, wiping, and muttering angrily. In her panic, she accidentally spilled a whole bottle of chlorine into the water, turning it a strange, cloudy color. That's when the real county inspector arrived. It turned out the kids' fake notice had reached the HOA office, and they'd thought it was genuine, so they actually called for an inspection. The inspector, clipboard in hand, frowned as he tested the cloudy pool water. "Ma'am, this chlorine level is off the charts. This pool is unsafe for swimming." Karen's face went pale. "Unsafe? No, it's fine. It's just preventive cleaning." But it was too late. The inspector shook his head. "I'm closing this facility until further notice." The crowd gasped. The kids, hidden nearby, could barely hold in their laughter. Karen had finally gotten what she wanted, a pool with no kids. But now there would be no adults either. And soon, the entire neighborhood would turn against her for good. For the first time all summer, the pool at Willow Creek stood completely empty. The water had turned cloudy from Karen's overcleaning, and yellow tape marked it. Closed until further notice. The once bustling heart of the neighborhood now looked like a ghost town. Karen was furious. She called emergency HOA meetings, sent emails filled with blame, and accused certain residents of sabotaging her rules. But everyone was tired of her. Parents, kids, even the quiet retirees had had enough. "Karen," said Mr. Peterson, the treasurer, during the emergency meeting, "this closure is your responsibility. You added the adults only, restriction without full board, approval, and violated maintenance protocols. The inspector's report confirms it." Karen slammed her papers on the table. "I was maintaining standards. The children were ruining everything." Mrs. Alvarez, a mother of two, spoke up calmly. "No, Karen, you were ruining summer for everyone. Our kids just wanted to swim. You made it personal." The room buzzed with murmurs of agreement. For once, Karen's usual confidence seemed to crack. "You don't understand," she muttered. "Rules keep things clean. Quiet, perfect. Rules," Peterson interrupted, "are supposed to be fair. You use them to control people." By the end of the meeting, the board voted unanimously to remove Karen as HOA president. The motion passed easily. Even Karen's former allies had turned against her. She sat frozen as everyone packed up, whispering about how she had finally gone too far. Over the next week, the kids watched from their windows as maintenance workers drained the pool, cleaned it thoroughly, and replaced the chemical levels. A new sign was installed. "Community pool, open to all residents. Respect and share." When the gates reopened, cheers erupted. Kids ran in, parents smiled, and even the older residents joined in, enjoying the laughter that had been missing for weeks. Karen, however, stood on her porch across the street, arms crossed and eyes filled with disbelief. The pool echoed with splashes and giggles, the very sounds she had tried to silence. Emma spotted her and whispered to Lucas, "Do you think she'll ever come back?" Lucas grinned. "Not unless she learns how to share." That evening, the neighborhood threw a small pool reopening party. Neighbors laughed, grilled burgers, and thanked the kids, quietly, for turning things around. None of the adults knew the full story of Operation Pool Trouble, and the kids preferred to keep it that way. As the sun set over the sparkling water, Emma leaned back and said, "I guess we closed it forever, just not how she expected." Lucas smiled. "And maybe now it finally belongs to everyone." That summer, the pool didn't just reopen, the neighborhood did too.